wait a moment before you keep scrolling because I need to share something crucial with you. If there's a man in your life doing these 5 specific things, listen carefully, never let him go, because what I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes isn't about material gifts, sweet messages, or empty promises, but about something infinitely deeper. I'm talking about the silent actions that distinguish an ordinary man from someone truly extraordinary. These are behaviors that many women ignore until it's too late. Are you currently in a relationship questioning whether it really works, whether his feelings are authentic, whether you should stay or leave? This content will give you complete clarity, because when a man genuinely loves you, he doesn't just say beautiful words, he backs them up with concrete actions. The 5 signs I'm going to share with you have so much power, so much revealing capacity, that after learning them, you'll never doubt the authenticity of someone's love again. The 5th sign particularly is one that the vast majority completely misinterprets. Stay until the end, because it could prevent you from making the biggest mistake of your life. Let's talk with absolute honesty for a moment. Words are cheap. Anyone can say, "I love you." Anyone can promise the entire universe when everything is easy, when everything is going well, when it doesn't require any real sacrifice. But authentic love, genuine love, love that deserves to be preserved, isn't measured by words. It's evaluated by actions, by real sacrifices, by those moments when it's complicated, when it creates discomfort, when nobody is watching. True love is rare. It doesn't reflect what you see in romantic movies. It doesn't achieve perfection. It's not always charming, but it remains constant. It's firm. It represents that type of love that generates security, even during the most intense storm. And if you discover a man offering you that specific love, you possess something that most people search for their entire lives without ever finding it. Do you really know what distinguishes true love from false love? Today I'll show you precisely how to recognize that special man, the revealing signs when someone doesn't simply desire you but deeply appreciates you. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether the man next to you represents someone you should keep close to your heart, or someone you need to distance yourself from before it's irreversibly too late. First, he gives without calculating every detail. The initial sign of a man who deserves to stay is this: he gives generously without making any mental calculation. And when I mention giving, I'm not specifically referring to money. I'm not talking about expensive gifts or luxurious getaways. I'm mentioning something considerably more valuable. I'm talking about his personal time, his complete attention, his available emotional energy. A man who truly loves you offers these things without thinking twice. He doesn't mentally calculate how much he's invested in you personally. He doesn't wait for anything in return. He doesn't keep a mental record of, "I did this for you, so you should do this for me." He simply gives because your happiness generates genuine joy for him, because watching you smile makes every effort completely worthwhile. Consider this carefully for a moment. He modifies his personal plans to be with you when you really need him. He sacrifices his own comfort to guarantee your complete well-being. He listens when you talk, not because he has an obligation to do so, but because he genuinely wants to understand your personal universe. These are the true signs. These represent the actions that are impossible to fake, because here lies the truth that most people completely ignore. Anyone can show generosity when it's convenient for them. Anyone can give when it doesn't cost anything. But an exceptional man, a man who truly loves you, gives even when it's complicated, even when he's exhausted, even when he's facing his own challenges. Because to him, you don't represent a heavy burden, you represent an absolute priority. And here's what's beautiful about this. It's not the grand gestures that matter, it's the consistency of the small details. It's the coffee he brings without you asking for it beforehand. It's how he remembers that small detail you mentioned several weeks ago. It's how he asks about your day and genuinely stays listening to every answer. That constitutes true love in action. That constitutes generosity of the soul, and if you have it, never abandon it. Second, he holds you as if he never wants to let go. The second sign represents something that many people completely overlook. He can't help but hug you constantly, and I'm not mentioning a casual courtesy hug. I'm talking about those hugs where you feel like the entire universe disappears, where his body completely relaxes against yours, where he stays there holding you, as if in that precise moment nothing else had any importance. Physical contact, especially manifested as an affectionate hug, communicates volumes about someone's feelings. When a man holds you close, it's because he feels at peace with you. He feels connected at a level that words can never completely express. A man who truly loves you will linger in his hugs, enjoying the warmth, the closeness, the sensation of finally having arrived home. Notice how he pulls you closer when you try to move away slightly, how his hugs become slightly firmer when he's expressing what words frequently can't achieve. It's not just about physical attraction, although that's also present. It's about a sincere desire to feel close to you, to be connected, to communicate to you without necessary words. I'm here, I'm with you, you're protected. The way he gently strokes your hair during a prolonged hug, the way he inhales your scent as if wanting to memorize it permanently, the way he simply enjoys being next to you without needing to do anything additional. These are small, authentic indicators of his deep, genuine affection. For him, holding you constitutes a way of communicating that he feels safe, loved, and happy. And if a man hugs you like this, believe me firmly, you're important to him in ways he'll probably never express verbally. Third, he responds quickly because you represent his priority. In a world where everyone is constantly so busy, dedicating time to someone special constitutes a sure sign of love and genuine respect. When a man truly prioritizes you, he doesn't make you wait unnecessarily. He doesn't leave you questioning whether you're important to him. Instead, he responds quickly to your messages, making you feel valued and significant. And listen to me clearly about this. He doesn't respond because he has nothing better to do. He responds because you represent an absolute priority. Even if he's working, even if he's with close friends, he'll find a moment to communicate with you, to let you know you matter deeply to him. Sometimes he'll send a simple, unexpected message. How's your day going? Simply to remind you that you matter to him constantly. Now, I know what you're thinking, but everyone is currently busy. You can't expect immediate responses constantly throughout the entire day. And you're completely right. Nobody can respond instantaneously every second of the complete day. But there's a difference between being genuinely busy and simply not making someone a real priority. A man who loves you will find ways to keep you included in his day, even when his day is completely full. The difference lies in the consistent pattern. Does he consistently make you wait hours or complete days for a simple response? Does he regularly leave you on read? Does he only respond when it's personally convenient for him? Those are worrying red flags. But if he generally responds within a reasonable time, if he informs you when he's going to be busy, if he includes you in his day, even with small messages, that constitutes the true sign, that represents the evidence that you genuinely matter. And a man who consistently makes you feel like you matter represents a man who deserves to be kept. Fourth, he accepts your imperfections as if they were perfect. True love isn't about absolute perfection. It's about accepting someone completely, included defects and all. If he genuinely loves you, he won't want to change you or make you feel inadequate. Instead, he'll celebrate the unique qualities that make you who you truly are. The characteristics that others might see as defects are what he deeply adores. Think about this carefully. There are some parts of you that you've hidden from other people. things about you that generate insecurity, aspects of your personality that you thought were too intense or insufficient. A man who truly loves you will see those things and won't pull back scared. In fact, they're probably precisely some of the things he loves most about you. He values your inner strength, admires your emotional sensitivity, respects the qualities that make you special and unique. Your imperfections aren't seen as weaknesses, but as beautiful parts of you. He doesn't judge critically. He doesn't criticize destructively. Instead, he sees beyond them toward the wonderful person you truly are. A man who loves you will encourage you to be yourself completely and will support you in embracing every part of your true identity. And here's the magic about this. When someone loves you for who you really are, not for who you pretend to be, something transforms within you profoundly. You begin to love yourself more. You begin to accept the parts of you that you always thought needed to be fixed. Because when someone observes you with true unconditional love, you begin to see yourself through their eyes, and you realize that maybe, just maybe, you were always enough exactly as you naturally are. Fifth, he stays when things get complicated. Every relationship has its portion of inevitable challenges, but a man who truly loves you won't run away when things get seriously complicated. Instead, he'll stay by your side, ready to face the struggles together. True love means being willing to work on problems even when it's difficult. This is probably the most important sign of all, absolutely, because anyone can stay when everything is easy. Anyone can be an excellent partner when life is fun, exciting, and without any stress. But a person's true character is revealed when things get complicated, when there's conflict present, when there are real challenges, when life hits them with something completely unexpected. A man genuinely committed to you is willing to talk openly about any existing problem. He doesn't ignore important things. He doesn't avoid conflict because he cares about the long-term health of his relationship with you. He's not afraid to face problems directly because in the end, what matters most to him is you and the life you're building together. He's willing to have uncomfortable conversations when necessary, to admit when he's completely wrong, to work on himself when necessary, to make compromises he might not want to make because he knows the relationship is more important than his personal ego. That represents the type of man who builds something lasting. That represents the type of man who in 20 years will still be faithfully by your side. Not because everything was always easy, but because when it was difficult, he chose to stay with you. If a man does these 5 things for you specifically, he's not just showing you superficial love, he's showing you true commitment, genuine respect, deep appreciation. And that in today's world is extraordinarily rare. Most people are focused on what they can get from a relationship that they forget to really give. They're so worried about protecting themselves that they forget to open up vulnerably. They're so scared of being hurt that they never learn to love deeply. But if you found someone who gives you generously, who holds you as if you were his entire world, who responds to you because you're his absolute priority, who embraces your imperfections as if they were perfect, and who stays even when it's difficult, then you possess something rare, something precious, something that deserves to be protected with your entire being. Never take it for granted. Don't let fear or insecurity ruin something beautiful. Don't look for flaws where there aren't any just because you're used to relationships that eventually fail. This one is genuinely different. He is truly different. And if you're wise enough to recognize it now, then you're already several steps ahead of most people. So if something in this video resonated with you, if you recognized someone in your life currently, leave a comment below now. Write, "I found him," if you have this man, or write, "Still searching," if you're waiting for him to arrive soon. And subscribe to Psychology Wisdom, because every video is designed to help you understand real love from false love. to recognize gold when you have it, and to never settle for less than you absolutely deserve. Thank you for being here.